12 dreams for the Red Queen under crown of stone. 8 voracious beasts born from 8 restless nights. 4 nails piercing the flesh of the sinner. 1 prayer for the summoned, called by this song. 'Tis perhaps the countdown to oblivion for the once proud city of London. 'Tis perchance her inhabitants' last dance alone to face death and pestilence. Confronted by the eerie and unknown, mortals became desperate for answers. A flock's flight makes for an omen, the falling of a star a dire presage. Turning to priests for interpretation when there was no reason to be found. When religion failed, men turned to science. I saw them build such vain cities, crafting machines made for endless war. New questions flourished as old answers withered. What is darkness but lurking sun? What is wall but enslaved stone? What is glass but tortured sand? What is song but a call to arms? What is hate but jilted love? What is life but death pending?
Death. Since the apple was plucked from the sacred tree, mortality was believed to be God's punishment, a righteous snare to keep mankind from ascending to the stars. They were all so wrong. Death is not a wicked thing, nor some holy retribution. A true punishment would be to never know its sweet kiss. Awaken from the harshness and be born once more.
Mary! Oh, no! Mary! Hold on! Please, hold on! Oh, God. Mary. Mary. No. No. This horror. It's a nightmare. No! Please, a moment, let me explain! These patrols are after me. No! No! Don't shoot! This is a nightmare. I need to get out of here. This can't be happening. Over there! No! Please, stop! I mean you no harm. What's going on? Oh, Mary. What have I done? What's all this about? Shit, where'd it go? Now, I can defend myself.
Tricky bastards. Kill that thing!
Who are you? Stay back! Sorry, but you left me no choice. Who are you? Stupid beast!
Stand! Finish it.
Sorry. No, please, stop! Who are you? What do you want? I mean you no harm. I need help.
Die, you fucking leech!
Please, listen to me. I can't make any sense of this.
Shut up, beast!
Who are you? What is this all about? What in God's name?
I'll do the rest of the job.
Just leave me. The sun. It feels like it's burning me to the bone. I need to find somewhere to hide. Let me go! I need to find shelter. Is anybody there? What is this place? The place seems abandoned. I should be safe enough here.
What have you done?
Mary!
This one's dressed up fancy. Let's run through his pockets.
Picking the dead's pockets? Are you serious?
I've still a rent to pay. He's got no more responsibilities. What's this?
Who goes there?
Jonny, this one's lost. We need to leave. And now!
No! There's time. I can save him.
That's the enemy coming! The orders are to evacuate the hospital!
This makes no sense. None of it. No sense at all. It's a nightmare. That's it. So be it. Rational thinking only.
voice in my head. If I'm not mad, then it must belong to the one who made me what I am. I must find him to understand what I have become.
Where is it? It's closed.
These people want me dead. I need to leave now.
Here's the leech. Here!
My head's spinning.
Oi! Come out, you coward!
It's locked, all right.
Clever fucking beasts.
I'm still in Southwark. I must reach the West End. Go back home. It's locked.
Hi, vermin!
A strength I never knew I had.
Not been bitten.
Over there! There's one of them vermin! Oh my god!
Every sinew, every fiber of my being is afire.
I'll send you back in a fucking train!
My strength, my reflexes. I'm not human anymore. My poor sister. If only I had controlled my need for blood. Mary, someone will pay for what happened to you. For what happened to us. I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable. The dizziness from the jump. I can now control it. It's locked, all right. I cannot enter. I can't believe I'm doing this. What will London have to say to me? It's locked, all right. I've so many questions unanswered. Another corpse. Have the very streets of London become a mausoleum? The man has been drained of all blood, but I can still smell the scent of it. I follow the scent's trail. Perhaps it will lead me to my assailant. Fresh blood. The smell is so strong. There is no one in sight. Where has everyone gone? According to the blood patterns, that's where the victim was attacked. So that must be the killer's trail. At last, a little life. Good evening, sir. I wondered if I could ask for your help.
Wow, you look like you need a drink.
Yes. I apologize for my outfit. It's been a long night.
Been there, seen that. Don't worry, things can only get worse.
What's going on around here? It's like everybody is hiding.
You must be new here. Have you not heard about the murders? Everybody fears the return of the sewer dog.
I should just run as far away from this place as I can.
Who is this sewer dog?
It's the local bogeyman. Convenient answer for every crime that happened for decades. You murdered someone, blame the sewer dog, eh?
You make it sound like it's a fairy tale.
People will always believe in monsters. It's easier than accepting their own darkness. We can all be monsters.
Has anybody entered the bar recently?
Can't say. Sorry. I spent the night making love to that gorgeous bottle, see?
This is important, sir. Are you sure no one has come in here in the last few hours?
I don't know and I don't care. This is a free country. People still have the right to come and go, don't they?
I'll leave you to your bottle, then.
My God, sir, you look like Jonah's whale just spat you out of hell. Can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty.
Well, grab a chair and get some rest. This is going to be another long night.
I'm looking for someone who might have passed through here recently. Wondered if you might help.
It's been quiet tonight. The only other person I've seen went straight up to his room. Thought it was kind of rude, actually.
You mean he's still here?
Well, yeah. He paid for the entire week.
Who is this man? What does he look like?
Well, like a gentleman, I guess. Well-dressed, quite polite. A professor or something fancy like that. Always writing, reading notes.
I need to meet this man. I have questions.
Just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard him open his window, so I guess he's still awake. And,
Yes?
no funny business. You hear me? This is a respectable establishment.
Hello, sir. Are you all right? Is there any way I can help you?
I don't know. Maybe you could just talk to me.
Maybe you prefer to speak with Tom, then. He's more agreeable talking to strangers.
I just want to talk. I didn't mean to scare you.
I'm not afraid, sir. It's just I've other customers to take care of.
I only see one customer.
Oh. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I best check on them.
What's going on around here? Where is everyone?
Too many dead, sir. First the epidemic, now all these terrible murders.
I'll leave then. Thank you.
Damn it. I think drink no longer stirs me.
I hope I live long enough to see them wet boot boys get what's coming to them.
I cannot enter.
Not long ago, this sort of mess.
This is no place for you. Prewen has several patrols roaming the area,
They do not pursue me.
but they're looking for vampires, and they're most efficient.
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
I think someone is eavesdropping.
Are you certain? You might as well come in, whoever you are.
Slowly, vampire. Who are you? I mean you no harm, saith the vampire. Present yourself. I need a word. With anyone.
Well, that's something I can do for you. And who might you be?
Tell me, who are you?
First, tell me what you want. Then I may tell you.
That's none of your concern.
Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree. So please,
Indulge me.
Someone is molesting people. In fact, killing them. Biting them.
The calling card of a vampire. Like you.
You seem the expert. How would that be?
I have my secrets, as you have yours.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I'm performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
I heard another voice, that of a woman. Who were you talking to?
Ridiculous. I've no idea what you're talking about.
Something tells me not to trust you.
Then the feeling is mutual.
Then help me find the culprit.
I may. If you'll first tell me why you opened this door.
I followed a trail. The scent of blood from a recent victim. It led me here.
You thought I was your aggressor. That explains a great deal. We are both chasing the same shadow.
Perhaps. This is all new to me. I'm not even certain what I'm looking for.
You should let me handle this affair. You've no idea what you're up against.
No. I will find the monster. He is mine.
How will you do any better than I? But then let me ask you this. What are your intentions if you find the killer?
I will at last have the answers to my questions.
Then I can only wish you good hunting. And pray we shall meet again.
If Swansea is not my attacker, it means somebody else came here tonight. Someone must know something.
Poor Jack.
Damn it. I think drink no longer stirs me.
Evening, sir. Can I help you?
I have a few questions for you.
Well, if you must.
I spoke to Dr. Swansea. He's not the man I'm looking for. Now, I want the truth.
The truth? What do you mean?
I suspect that someone else was here tonight. And I don't think Tom wants to tell me about it.
I'm just the barmaid here, okay? If Tom says you're the only visitor we had, then you're the only visitor we had.
I can feel your fear, madam. Please, tell me what's going on.
It's Will. William Bishop. He came in here earlier tonight and he... Well, I thought he was going to clock someone.
Tell me about this William Bishop.
Will was a sailor who worked at the canning factory before he lost that job. A nice bloke, really. He's never been violent. Until tonight.
Why keep it a secret? Why not tell me about it?
Tom's nothing if not loyal. After Will lost his job, he offered him one ear. They used to be good mates. But recently, well... Will started to get very aggressive.
I see. Thank you for your candor. I'll be sure to talk to Tom.
There's gotta be something can be done to get out of this bullshit mess.
Welcome back. Did you find what you were after?
I can't say I have. Are you sure no one else came into your bar before I arrived?
Hey, I told you, you were the only other stranger I've had.
Tom, talk to me about the visit from your old friend, William.
Yes, Will came by tonight, but he's not my friend anymore.
I need to find him. It's a matter of urgency. Do you know where he is?
You could try his boat. It's up by the North Pier. He sleeps there when he's too drunk to get home.
Please describe him to me.
What'd you expect? He's a tall, sick bastard with a bad rash and torn old clothes. William used to be strong. Now he's a mess.
Thank you, Tom.
If you see him, tell him I don't want him back here unless he cleans up his act, okay?
It's a good thing you cannot see me now, Mum.
The body is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood. This man was armed. This corpse has been... What's this? These men, they're a company of blood and empty gin bottles. This bit... There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. Ammunition crate. Good. I may need a lot of bullets. I feel like I'm back on the front line again. It's locked.
Never known McCullum to be wrong bad. Over there! There's one of them!
Why do they hide where it's so damn cold?
It's locked, all right.
That's this nest of them cleaned out. Stay close, keep an eye on each other.
fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
I'll not betray your daughter.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
No. I had a drink outside tonight already and it did not quench my thirst. I must have
This
more.
creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
Let me go. William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by skull?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. For London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal. If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it. I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again, from a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this... affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed, and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a... good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted.
Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Come on, you bastard! You can do better than that! Nah! It's my turn!
Rotten ore, Presley. Each heart contains the seed of life. Drink at this river. Try it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go. But no famished hunter can run for long.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the...
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse...
Did he really? It's a good...
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion.
I see. Well, I'm a little...
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least.
Do you think this hospital can...
We are all volunteers here.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks...
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet.
Brilliant professionals. Most of them.
Most of them? Is the...
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill.
Is there anyone that...
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing him...
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something...
No. I may disagree with some conduct.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance. Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined...
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember.
He was also very confident about...
What is the...
This hospital is not exactly the...
It's not exactly the best situation.
Don't be misled by a
What can you tell me about...
Some are really good, and others are not.
Tell me more about...
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is...
You really seem to admire her...
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve.
Ah, yes, the burden of command.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those...
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear.
Goodbye, Dr. Tibbets.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide-and-seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions first. And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
Thank you, Nurse Crane. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I've already heard about you.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hook.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job.
I'm not sure I understand what you're
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
How is the situation?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns?
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I'll bring sick...
Since you're on the front line, how is this...
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was...
You left an infected patient outside...
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And
well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here.
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything.
Please, describe to me how you feel.
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You...
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unheard...
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your no... Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you...
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head...
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took...
How is your stay with us?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded...
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scar.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking...
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was...
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak.
Can I do anything for your...
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect.
Where were you stationed, sir?
I really don't want to talk...
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France, myself.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No.
How close are you to Miss Hawcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she...
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed?
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Damn. The pain. It's here again.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, Sora, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say...
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an...
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
How did you end up in William Bishop?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe...
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some...
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital...
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
You are going to change your tone with me, my dear colleague, and very quickly.
I don't think so. Perhaps you think yourself protected by Dr. Swansea, but I am still a free man, and I will speak to you the way I want.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than carelessness...
We're here...
I don't intend to run in...
Modern medical methods were created...
It seems you have bad...
I refuse to see this
We can at least agree on something. I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already...
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money? Fame?
And what exactly is that supposed to be?
I served in the war, just like you.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and...
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
Thank you for your time.
We'll talk later. Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed.
Thank you. And you are?
I am...
Please, could you tell me something about...
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion.
What made you choose to be...
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific...
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster.
I based my technique on my mentor's research.
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental.
As long as you're cautious and methodical.
You're not the first one to warn me. But I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon.
What can you tell me?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea.
Do you need help with anything?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered.
Do you want me to play the errand?
Oh, no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation...
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have to. What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science...
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your different...
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had...
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his...
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not...
What is it you really want? To save him?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save...
Tell me, Mr. Fiddick's...
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury.
But why would he hide such crucial information?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
This personal involvement could also...
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's bet.
Do you think keeping his distance...
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. Good evening, sir. I'm
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. You're...
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get...
Tell me about the doc...
Strickland and Ackroyd. They both want...
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed.
I was more curious about what you were doing before.
I'm a carpenter. And a good one.
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't...
How could your job be responsible?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelin.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then.
I'm sorry for...
I would like to say that she...
Are you satisfied with your...
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be...
I won't lie.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Doctor?
In other circumstances, you would be right. Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Sweet girl. Reads me like a book. I never could keep anything from her.
Good evening. I'm Dr.
No, I don't want to talk. My throat.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're...
Yes.
Could you at least tell me your name?
Mortimer.
I have to go.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Good evening, madam. Can I help?
It's my son who needs...
I'm Dr. Jonathan...
I'm Beatrice Goswick.
What do you think of your reception here?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice.
Is there something in particular that's...
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such...
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad...
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious...
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic.
She charged you for a...
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
What can you tell me about...
Not much to say.
May I ask if...
I'm a teacher by profession.
Goodbye,
Don't waste your time with me.
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate. Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently...
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
How long have you been...
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning.
You'd be surprised what dedication...
Sorry, Doctor.
How is the Pembroke staff?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than...
Why is Milton grumpy?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation.
Why does Milton dislike...
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned. Milton is not the chatty...
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking...
You must get a hold...
Sorry. I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic...
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins. It's locked, all right. Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye for...
I will not let you down, my boy.
Good evening, Mr.
Good evening.
You seem worried about the safety of your family. And it's obviously the reason why your wound...
I cannot give up on my children now.
What about their mother, if I'm...
She died in 1915 during one of the first Zeppelin raids. All I wanted was to go back to work, to take care of my children.
As your wife. I hope that might help.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore.
What do you mean? You used to be.
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise.
Are you afraid?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels.
An interesting point of view.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned...
How did you get the...
After I left the army, I worked as an
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names.
Have we met before?
I don't think so.
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Who comes here to trade with you?
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't...
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. But I like to think.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the...
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Why do you feel responsible for the injury, Thomas? What really happened?
I wasn't disfigured by any German shells.
Why lie about it?
Come on.
You know you can't hide forever. One day you'll have to...
My friends all died in the trenches. It's shameful enough.
Tell me what really happened then.
I went with a whore in Rouen. Dead drunk I was.
Did you start the fire? Were you trying to avoid going back to the front? That's not uncommon.
No. It's just that I was asleep when the flame... So this is how it ends. Farewell, my life, you betrayed me, good.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin. William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now. stay until my research is complete. I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood? Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping that...
Sorry. There's nothing here.
Some of the patients won't last the night with...
I may have a solution.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly...
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody. So, Mr. Hooks and Nurse Hawkins are an item. Those two have hidden their affections well. I cannot enter. It's locked. Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening.
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream.
You should be proud of what you've achieved.
Maybe you're right. But at the moment, I feel like we're just...
Goodbye now. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doc.
I have some good news.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded.
Tell me why you're extorting money from some of the patients here.
If a patient wants a bed.
Where did you get the idea for such an immoral...
Funny you should ask. The first time it was from a patient who bribed me to get a bed.
Admit it. Nurse Hawkins is more than your lover. She's...
Of course she is. How else could I tell which bed is free?
Have you no shame?
Don't you see this city is crumbling down? Today people are ready to pay to get a hospital bed. Tomorrow...
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all...
During the war, I witnessed a few couples, just like you, come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support...
You do realize you could both get fired?
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in...
Do you know that Nurse Hawkins is thinking of leaving?
That's not a surprise. We've talked about it.
Does it not bother you?
Sometimes I think she may be right.
Goodbye, Milton.
Is this supposed to be enough?
Good evening, Mr. Cox.
Doctor...
And why?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more...
Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw?
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him. Still fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
That man was determined to...
What a surprise.
What did he want?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor ass.
Only the strongest survive.
I'm the toughest bastard you'll ever meet, Dr. Reed. And I don't give a fuck what you think of me.
How long do you think you can escape the law?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc.
If blood and violence is all you understand, I'm sure it won't be long before you meet them, Mr. Cox.
I ain't afraid of death. I don't hide who I am. I live my life honestly, which is more than I could say for most folks.
And who are you, then?
I'm the leader of the Wet Boot Boys.
Am I right to assume your wife's letter pissed you off, Clay?
I was so mad, I threw away the knife she got me when...
Your wife gave you a knife as a wedding present.
That knife is...
Do you want it back?
I don't need it here, but if you'd be kind enough to bring it to me, I'd be really grateful.
A grateful Clay Cox? I might just find your knife and bring it back to you to see that happen.
I can give you directions, but I'll be surprised.
What can you tell me about your marriage, Clay?
Marriage...
You mean your wife keeps...
No, I mean, we both have claws and we both love to bite.
I'll leave you.
When I get back, I'll have a word with Tom. He's really pissed me off this time.
Please, sir. What's on Blight, sir?
I'm Dr.
Oswald.
How long?
I can't go there. Too many rats by...
Don't be ashamed, Mr. Blight. Many... What can you tell me?
His name is Os...
What can you
I'm Oswald's best friend.
This is a danger.
We were looking for the Pembroke...
Where was your friend?
He went down by the canal.
I have all...
Thank you, Doc.
It's locked, all right. This must be Clay Cox's knife. A fine blade. No wonder he wants it back.
It's an inch! Kill it! Hey, Doc.
I have found a gift from your wife.
In that case, you'll be properly rewarded, Doc. Clay Cox is a man of his word.
I hope that won't make me an accomplice to your future crimes.
Who knows what I might do now I feel invincible again?
I'll leave you. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'd like...
Wise choice.
More bodies will arrive. Good evening. Please, of course. It never ceases to amaze me how you, the dead, seem graceful and lost at the same
Hey, Doc.
It's locked. It's locked, all right. Balls of Mars. Fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful. Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza. This key will surely grant me access to the basement. These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after blood. Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. The chest was originally opened to perform traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips, multiple abrasions and scarring on the arms and legs, a puncture over the left lung, possibly a chest tube insertion. Not the cleanest work, but I think it was. Signs of internal bleeding. So, Dr. Tippett's anesthetics were incorrectly dosed. causing the patient's death. And then he tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked. It's locked. Scowls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting. You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're starting to take better care of yourself.
This place is full of sickness and decay. How could I get better in such a dump?
Consider yourself lucky that I'm treating all of my patients equally. But don't push your luck.
Don't play the innocent with me. I'm sure you have good reasons to act this way. And also weaknesses that can be exploited. Killed, extorted, stole. Now I'll die. Fuck it. I'll live the way I wanted.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient...
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When...
How can I be sure I'll not find your unconscious body in the house again?
I promise you, you'll not find my unconscious body.
For God's sake, how can you say such a thing?
How can you refuse to listen? I tried to warn you for so long.
No, I won't let my only son die. You promised me you'll stay alive.
Your son lied to you, like the whole world lies to us.
1st Battalion of Pembroke.
Good evening, Miss.
I'm okay.
Admit it, Mortimer. Your mother had you...
Yes.
All right, then.
Call it what you want.
You can trust me. I won't
I guess I should...
Can I help?
I wrote a letter for my mother.
I see.
Yes.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
You are not a burden, sir.
And you have my gratitude for that.
I have to go.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life?
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead?
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in...
There is an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and...
Thank you. But I'd rather you didn't speak so lightly about my condition. There is nothing I find amusing.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is...
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
So it seems our Dr. Swansea does indeed have a fascination for creatures of our constitution.
Dr. Swansea is a remarkable man. Dedicated, one might say, obstinate? He spent years compiling our bestiary.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
I gather you have found an arrangement satisfying both ethical and corporal concerns.
I was brought up not to snigger at my own jokes, Dr. Reed.
Pardon my boldness, Your Ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need wait.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
We both are afflicted with a thirst for blood, Lady Ashbury. That is our nature. By vocation, we also have reason to visit the hospital. Logic dictates.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know...
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect. What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say?
If you continue shouting, I'll have you restrained and gagged. Understood?
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on.
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round. The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Perhaps I should have considered the offer from that Callaghan fellow.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals. Or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.